Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name's Carmen, and today we have a reading about somebody that is absolutely going through a spiritual awakening. Now, I don't know how many cards I have in the Voyage of the Soul deck that I pulled these two from, but the fact that both of them align with awakening or enlightenment, the idea that you no longer are distracted by illusions, is quite interesting and suggests that we have perhaps somebody that is coming out of the dark night of the soul, perhaps somebody that is questioning some of the beliefs or, I don't know, rules that they were raised with. This is somebody who is willing to kind of edit how they have previously been engaging with others or the universe. So this is kind of exciting. This could be you or your person, of course. So keep that in mind. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of Winchenta. Just a little. I hope you're having a good day. It is so cold here, you guys. Like, honestly, I might even put my sweatshirt on top of this. It's, I think, 18 degrees. I don't like it at all. But I think tomorrow it's supposed to pop back up. Well, and by now it's like warmer out there, I'm sure. But let's dive in. If you have a need for a personal reading, I'd love to help you with that. My email address is in the description box below. What else do we have? This is the Beginner's Tarot. This is a really good choice for those of you that are learning to read tarot because it does have quite a lot of information on the card itself as well as the reverse meanings. Interesting that we saw the Tower. We'll see if that comes back out. I do feel like there's been something significant that, I don't know, the way I'm seeing it, this is really weird, is lightning striking a tree and causing some of it to break off. Kind of like there's a destructive energy or something difficult that helps somebody kind of shed some previous, I don't know. It's like your approach to life has to change. And there's a difficult thing, a difficult chapter, maybe even a sense of distancing yourself from family, friends, love interests, whoever it might be, because you are in that age of redefining what you believe in. There are times where I seek out other people's opinions and, you know, their approach. And then there are other times where I just kind of want to focus on what I feel, right? This is one of those times where I feel this person has decided they need to kind of edit how they view things. And it has a lot to do with who they're no longer spending time with. There's maybe a couple of friends or even family members that didn't live life the way this person has decided makes sense for them to live. Four of Swords. This person's definitely been going through healing, likely had a lot of time to themselves. And as a result, a lot of that noise that distracted them previously, people who were maybe full of themselves or spreading things that weren't exactly accurate or true or awakened, this person now sees as folly or the wrong way to look at life. I feel like this could have to do with how you engage other people. Are you honest? Are you, somebody that is known for their integrity? This is a new approach after healing. And I feel that it is in some way more positive. They might have dealt with somebody that really didn't trust anybody. This King of Swords in the reverse is, you know, the idea of I'm going to outsmart you, or you can't take advantage of me because I'm going to take advantage of you first. So a little bit toxic. Hello, Rainbow Warrior. How are you doing? What else do we have? Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, Hermit, Seven of Swords in the reverse. So if I realize that the people I surround myself with are not listening to their intuition or are ignoring the signs, they're, living in a bubble or maybe just content to live a superficial life. If I decide that that's not good enough for me, where does that leave me? I can't really continue to be around them. I can't really continue to depend upon them for, my growth or, contributing to what I consider to be fulfilling elements of my life. This is someone who's saying, if I'm different, if I don't enjoy the same things as you, or if I don't see things the same way, then why would I want to spend all my time with you? Not that we have to be surrounded by people who feel exactly the same way, right? There's a lot to be appreciated in terms of being around people that have different perspectives, came from different backgrounds. But this is someone saying, if you're not interested in listening to your intuition, if you're not interested in growing as a person, then what do we really have in common? Hello there, Sally. How are you? Good morning, Jess. How are you? And then we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse. When this person has had that, time to themselves, when they've really thought about the people they've learned from or the people they've been close to, they realize that a lot of what had held those individuals back is their outlook on life or their willingness to avoid intuition. If I have better judgment, but I ignore it just for funsies or just for the plot, then, there's going to be probably consequences to that. Four of Wands in the reverse suggests this was kind of like a sinkhole. I'm sorry, my hair is like so staticky. It makes me want to scream, but I'm not going to scream. This is, you created your own prison, basically. The King of Swords in the reverse, which I feel is either a close friend or a family member. It could also just be a pervasive approach to life that one finds in a community, right? But it creates problems. It's like we can't help each other if we don't ever trust each other. So what kind of community can you actually build? You have to have something in common, right? Something to bridge between you. Hello, Miss G. How are you? Thank you, Jess. Hello, Paul. How are you doing? So we have the Death card clarifying the Fool and the Two of Wands. So if I'm changing, if I'm transforming as a person because I've gone through an awakening, then it kind of makes a lot of sense that at some point I would start making plans to start a different life or to be in a place where I can be around others that are listening to their intuition or seek that enlightenment. Because if you're the only one who's enlightened, it's like, I guess I would compare it to, not that I'm some expert, I would compare it to being the only sober person in a room of drunks. Now, be offended if you really want to, but it's an apt analogy. If you are focused on things like your purpose, your path, your mission, what you're supposed to do, how to make the world a better place, and you're hanging out with people who are like, man, how do I steal blah, blah, blah from that place and not get caught? Or, man, I just beat somebody up, but I don't know how to make sure I don't get caught. There's just different paths, right? Now we all have to find that right path, but this is someone saying, I don't know how I can stay on the right path if I'm hanging out with people that don't really care where they are or what they're supposed to be doing. So this could be just, I'm going to hang out with new people, or I'm going to go work somewhere else, or make some new friends. But it could also be, I maybe just need to move somewhere else. Eight of Wands in the reverse. Strength, Seven of Wands in the reverse. Interesting to have the Seven of Swords in the reverse clarified by another 7 in the reverse. The number 7 could be important for you. But we have, and of course, 2 8s with the 8 of Wands, and strength is number 8. But we have somebody that realizes they were dealing with people that never took any action but wanted to complain about the consequences. So I'm sure you've all been friends with somebody that wanted to complain about a relationship but then never left the relationship, or wanted to complain about a job but never did anything to leave the job. This is, well, you're putting yourself in that situation and there's a way for you to change that. So what if we actually changed the circumstances? It's like, I'm the only one who wants to move when we're hanging out outside and it starts to rain. Everybody else just sits there and keeps talking, and you're like, it's raining. I guess if you really like the rain, but it's like you're seeing these other people not really making the changes you know they relatively easily could, but instead they choose to sit in the rain. All right, what else do we have? Queen of Swords in the reverse. 6 of Swords in the reverse. 9 of Pentacles. I like seeing that in the upright, especially because we had it in the reverse over here. This is saying just because you all don't know how to listen to your intuition, or just because you all are uninterested in finding out more about the mystery of life, doesn't mean that I have to settle for that. Doesn't mean that I shouldn't be pursuing that, right? So good for you, whoever you are. You're not one of the sheep. You are a leader. You are willing to be different. You are willing to be on your own. And that makes a lot of sense. But you realize we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse clarifying the King of Swords in the reverse. You got some haters, my friend. You got some people who are going to be like, what are you doing? Why would you want to leave? Why would you want to make that change? Because I don't want to be like you the rest of my life. No, we don't have to be hateful. We don't have to be mean. We don't have to make people feel bad about the choices that they make, because everyone's on their own path. But if I can tell that doing the same thing over and over again is going to get me precisely 0 of the achievements that I would like to have in my life, then why would I not make a change? Why would I continue to sit there in the rain, you know? So the 9 of Pentacles is our main character, right? I think I will refer to you as the Knight. Well, maybe I'll refer to you as the Hermit. Because you are willing to seek out those truths, because you are unwilling to sit around and pretend everything's fine, you are going to remove yourself from a situation that other people are like, oh, it's fine. It's just a little mist. Hello, Diesel. How are you doing? Hello, Keegan Sholey. I can see clearly now my brain is gone. That's funny. Good for you, though. You are listening to your intuition, even when other people make us think about it. Because King of Swords, Queen of Swords in the reverse, this could be people who are kind of mean, but it could also be people who are not very smart, don't really like to attack people for that kind of thing. But this is, for me, this is like being obstinate or willfully ignorant. Like, of course, things would be easier if I stopped spending all of my money on lottery tickets. But gosh darn it, I'm going to win one of these days. It's just, I don't want to exist like that. I want to put my time and energy towards things I know will pay off. I want to find the mission that I'm meant to, execute on, whatever this is. So we have the Empress energy coming out, which is interesting because the 9 of Pentacles is seen as pre-Empress energy. And once you cast off these kind of old ideas, or the people that have maybe not believed in your ideas, then you become the Empress. Now, I don't care what gender you are. I don't care if you have blonde hair or if you hate dresses that look like this. Me personally probably wouldn't. I mean, it's a little bit nightgownish. But regardless, this Empress is somebody who is able to make an empire or create an empire. They are successful. And you came out with the Six of Wands. This is like, I know exactly what I'm capable of, but I'm going to be much more capable of reaching that level if I'm not here, if I'm not surrounded by this, right? King of Pentacles in the reverse, Knight of Swords. So there's some sort of event that comes in without notice. Just, things are changing. This could be a change in terms of somebody's pay, change in terms of how much is owed for a living situation, but there's something that causes anxiety, something that makes people go, oh, what do I do? Oh no. Oh Lordy. And it's probably a financial situation that is troublesome. Let me guess. So even though the King and Queen of Swords, whoever these individuals are, they could be old friends, they could be people you're related to, but they're from that crowd that did not want to be enlightened, right? Did not want to be told that it was raining outside. They're going to see that you have escaped something difficult and that you are now doing well, that you have recovered from some betrayal or setback in the past. And especially where it concerns your independence, you've made significant strides. Congratulations. For some of you, this is in the future. But this is, oh, well, that person changed their life and it really changed their life. For some of you, there is some mission for you to assist others as they go through the dark night of the soul or some sort of awakening. You could be tied to healing in some way. So I was really drawn to the cross on the Chariot. This is the Situations deck. Hello, Shane. How are you doing? Hello, Tatiana. How are you? Hello, Bobby. What's going on? Hello, Peggy. How are you? I understand that, Bobby. That's a good way to do it, Diesel. Good morning, Carrie. How are you? So we have Love in the Reverse and Escapade. So if I know that I won't grow in this environment, if I know that I am a tomato plant and I need sun and there's no sun here, then I guess I was planted in the wrong spot. This is someone acknowledging their environment was preventing them from being able to become the better version of themselves. Divine Masculine in the reverse. So we had the Empress come out. This is the same person. This is about balancing the masculine and the feminine energy within. And this individual has figured out how to do that, but they realized they needed to be in a different environment, or they needed to be around other people, or maybe no people, in order to lose some of the toxic traits or toxic energy that they had felt from a community where they didn't feel love, where they felt maybe it was more of a throw everybody under the bus kind of thing or super competitive situation. Exactly. Got hamster wheel in the reverse. Settlement, agreement, or compromise. and racing, running, avoiding. So it's kind of like somebody made a deal and got out early before things start to get crazy. This is not for everyone. For some of you, this person was selling illegal substances, and the money was difficult to say no to, but they were able to save a little bit at a time and find a way to get out of it. For others of you, there's some other potentially illegal or, frowned upon behavior that they were making money from. And they found a way, an intelligent plan, right? Two of Wands, to get out of that. Maybe setting aside a little money, but it's like, no, I'm not going to stay in this environment. I'm not going to keep doing this particular thing, right? Because I can't rely on it. All right, this is the character oracle. What else do we need to know, please? These are some of the newer cards that I have, and thankfully it's getting easier to shuffle these. These were super, I don't know, they just cling to each other. Ninja, Master of Stealth, Shadow Walker, Bushido. It's a ninja card. This is somebody who could very easily be unnoticed or do things that most people maybe don't have the cojones to do. This person could have at some point been a thief. Then we have stranger, passersby, encounter by chance, mutual aid, and new friend. And farmer, cultivation, harvest, and land. So what changes here is we have somebody that realizes whatever they've been surrounded by or whatever they've been doing, it's not going to allow them to build the life that they're looking to build. This could be somebody who wants to be more off-grid or away from people. Maybe previously they were more involved in nightlife, but now it's kind of I just don't want to deal with people anymore. There is an encounter that this person has had. For some of you, it could be in the future, but I feel like it's primarily in the past, that motivated this hermit empress individual to make these changes. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to extricate myself. I'm going to build a new life and get away from the people that I feel I can't trust. And in part, it's because they met somebody that maybe they never would have met any other way. And this person has inspired them. All right, so this is the Bianco Nero. Hello, Tracy. How are you? What else do we have? And Chariot again. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. The Sun in the reverse. This feels different. For some of you, there could be a raid. There could be something to do with the cops. There could be something to do with violence. But I feel there's a disturbance, a problem that happens, and it's something that happens after this person leaves. They hear about it after they've already left the neighborhood or left the workplace or left that community. Four of Cups. Yeah. After walking away, Four of Cups, after saying this isn't my vibe anymore, this Hermit hears not so great news about somebody's abuse of power. Somebody that could be doing good things that is maybe leveraging their power in a not so great way. Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, High Priestess in the reverse. So in other words, this feels like a targeted attack or somebody who's being prejudiced, somebody who's not being respectful with regards to the letter of the law. We have the individuals who are unwilling to change their life or unwilling to consider, maybe this will have consequences. They're seeing a significant loss of money, or they're feeling like maybe somebody betrayed them. With the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, this is disloyalty. And the King of Wands is clarifying our Four of Cups. This King of Wands is our Hermit individual. They are looking on maybe with, anger that this is happening because it seems unfair, right? It seems like it's not supposed to go this way. And they may be dealing with a little bit of guilt because they removed themselves from that situation. So in other words, the community are the individuals that are like tied up in that Devil card. And our Hermit individual actually left the scene, pursued a new existence, Ace of Wands. So they're hearing about this instead of experiencing it. All right, this is the Ghost Tarot. What else do we have about this situation? I think this was predicted by our Hermit. I think the Hermit told at least a few people, if you don't change this, if you don't, work towards a different life, there could be something, like ish hitting the fan, and I don't want you to go through that. I saw something that was going to eventually cause problems, and that's why I walked away. Maybe it's, if it was associated with substances, it could be, you can't trust the person who's running it, Page of Cups and the World in the reverse. It feels to me like this Hermit knew that a lot of the people in the community were dealing with or working for or tolerating as a friend somebody that would overpromise what they could do or what they would give you. This is somebody who lied about what they really had to offer. And with the World in the reverse, this is something that keeps them stuck. Nine of Swords, anxiety. Five of Wands, Six of Swords in the reverse. There could be some fights over territory. There could be some arguments over relationship issues, money. But I see things getting quite a bit more difficult in this community where people didn't trust each other. So there could be a lot of infighting that I think was predicted by the Hermit. Y'all need to work on this or it's going to become a bigger problem. And now it's become a bigger problem. I'm trying to think of what this show was called. Why can't I think of it? It was like the best show ever. Damn it. Okay, so I can't think of the name of this series, but it is literally cited as one of the best shows to come out of, I want to say it was from the 90s. And I know it was talking about Baltimore. And I know it was talking about the police force. I can't remember the name of the show. But that's kind of what it's giving, you know, people who are involved in this community or this network, and there's a lot of distrust. In part because there's somebody who holds on to the information and doesn't necessarily share it with everybody else. I'm pretty sure you meant to say karma, but I love that typo so much, Miss G. Good morning, Marky. How are you doing? Oh, this is driving me crazy. I own this series too. It's like a gray jacket for the CDs or DVDs or whatever. Oh, this is driving me crazy. I think we have somebody that was at the helm of an organization, be it criminal or not, or corrupt. And that leader is freaking out because they may be losing their power and it's causing trouble below, right? All the way down the chain, all the way down the food chain. Page of Pentacles in the reverse, the Lovers in the reverse. This is like, I didn't get chosen, or I didn't get reelected, or I don't have what I'm supposed to be doing. Or, you know, this is like grasping and clawing at whatever you can to make sure you don't lose the power that you have. King of Pentacles in the reverse. There's a lot of money at stake. There's a lot of power at stake. And this hermit knew that things were going to hit the fan, and that's why they dipped. Good on them. But there are other people that they think about or they worry about, because this King of Wands is looking back, right? Like, ugh. But also, do you see how the King of Wands has a hand on that lion head? Right here. It's like holding back the troops is how I'm looking at that. There's something this King of Wands or Hermit could have done or could do, but now it's too late. It's like the King of Wands knows this is the main event. This is going to get kind of dicey. All right, this is the Gilded Reverie. What else do we have? Chandler, you're the second one to say that. All right, what else do we have? The Scythe. The Owls. This is like, I told you that you were going to need to change something, or I told you you needed to cut that out, or I told you you needed to not work with that person anymore. But y'all didn't listen. This is like, I'm hearing news about something happening that I told you would happen. I told you you couldn't trust that person. Because the Owls, there's 2 number 12 cards in this deck. The other one is like cute little cardinals. And I view the Owls as talking about things that are maybe not as positive. Hello there, Santiago. So we've got like bad news. And somebody saying, I told you. I tried to warn you. And since nobody was going to listen, I had to just, you know, vacate the premises. 38 Bridges, this talks about connections. Because if you associate with people that you cannot trust, then you cannot expect something better. This hermit instead decided, I want to be in a community where I feel like I belong, or I feel like I can trust the people that I'm around. And this ain't it. So I'm going to leave. This person found a new community. For some of you, this is motivated by somebody that they love or admire. This could be somebody who inspired them to leave this life. Here's that dark night of the soul. This is the cross, number 36, I believe. Yeah. Indicative of a difficult time that brings about a spiritual awakening. So because this person went through that awakening, they were able to avoid or skip town before things really got bad. All right, this is the Path of Shadows. What's going on with this King and Queen of Swords in the reverse? Hello, Alicia. Hello, Vishal. Did I say hello to Chandler? What else do we have? Oh, imagine that. It's the Mask. Duality, protection, and caution. I could tell that that person couldn't be trusted from 20 miles away, but you're also over here, dealing with them or hanging out with them or pretending they're your best friend. When I left, I told you that this could be a problem, and you laughed. And now you see that I was right. I left because I knew that things were going to get worse. Maybe nobody listened. Black Cat, Grace. This is probably my favorite card in this deck, if I'm honest. I mean, obviously, I already love Black Cats. You guys maybe do. Maybe you don't know that about me. That's my cat, Stewie. Passed away. And this is for Hambone. I need to get an actual picture of Hambone. That's what I need. I'm kind of worried it would just make me cry, to be honest. But this card is amazing because it talks about grace. And that's a small word. And maybe we don't think about it too much, but it's an important word. This is, yeah, I've messed up. I've done things that I shouldn't have. I've said things that I shouldn't have. I can't change any of those. But what I can do is I can learn from my mistakes. I can learn from the things that have held me back, and I can make changes. And that's what this person has done. Our hermit has decided, I'm listening to my intuition. I'm following the better judgment within me instead of staying in whatever this environment is. There could be some spiritual gifts this person is seeing, turned up to volume 10 after this situation. There's that fox again. This is too cute. Where do we have him? Right here. Enigma, adaptability, shape-shifting. So yeah, maybe I felt comfortable for a while in that community. Maybe I was tolerating dealing with a bunch of people that you can't trust. But I learned how to shapeshift. I learned how to become a different version of myself because I don't need to surround myself with people like that when I actually have maybe some integrity I didn't realize I had initially. Maybe I am a different person than I thought I was. This is What's the News? What else do we have? Hello, daughter of Saturn. Hello, Grant. How are we doing? Grant, I still remember when that happened. Was that 10 years ago? Good Lord. We have high vibing, good vibes, living to the fullest, enjoying the present. I like that for you. I'm going to take that as it's in the reverse. So no longer dealing with people that might be all about the short-term gratification with this snack card. I don't have time for people that are just looking for a one-night stand, or I don't have time for people that are just looking to have fun and not actually, learn something or be constructive, productive, anything like that. This could be partially motivated by somebody realizing that the community they were dealing with was fraught with multiple kinds of betrayal. So we have that lipstick evidence card. There could be a little bit of a how do I refer to this respectfully? There could be a lot of distrust regarding relationships within this community, as far as people cheating on each other or dating their ex, whatever it is. There's a lot of people trying to get other people's information and spread rumors. Like I said, you really just can't trust anyone. Excuse me. Hello, Mountain Girl. How are you doing? Exactly, Jess. Thank you, Jess and Grant. Oh, so we got the Black Sheep card. We've got somebody that decided to rebel. It's like they're rebelling against the rebels, going against expectations, defying norms. Yeah, I know I've been one of y'all for a while. I know I've been, wild or crazy or whatever. But when you decide you're ready for your life to change, there's not a lot of people that can stop you. I think there are a number of friends or maybe even family members, exes, that are looking at this hermit like, did not expect you to make that change. I did not expect you to cut your hair or stop being a tattoo artist or stop drinking, whatever it is. It's like it's like rebelling against the rebels, right? You have been a troublemaker, and now you're looking for a way to find that grace, right? Which is there for all of us. So don't deny yourself an awakening just because you feel like you don't deserve it. You do deserve it, okay? We've got wine and dine, courtship, consistently dating, romance and passion. Oh, really? So this person removes themselves from a community where they feel they can trust no one, and then they find somebody that they can trust in this new community. So we could have this hermit falling in love after all of this settles down. Can we just talk about how cute these two cards are for just 2 seconds? I love them. So cute. Maybe I'll just get a pet fox instead of a pet cat. I'm pretty sure there's some that live in my neighborhood, you guys. It's cool. Exactly. All right. We'll get 2 more from the signs of the times. A little bit of advice or how things are going to go. And then we'll call it a day. I keep looking over here and wanting to choose the Zodiac fortune telling cards, which normally would be right here. But at one point when I was putting these cards back, I knocked the entire deck of them back behind the bookshelf, and I have, as of yet, not reclaimed them. Just chilling on the floor somewhere. But it's okay. I've got these cards. Rainbow, hope. I like this. It's number 6. Worth mentioning, there are those little magnets for the refrigerator on there. I'm going to tell you what letters are on here. We have K and C, B, E, V, and R. There's also the number 9 and the number 2. Just in case that is useful for anyone out there. What else do we have? But this is indicative of somebody who's made a change. It's like literally you shifted timelines. You could have been involved in a pretty difficult scenario that maybe involved the cops, but certainly didn't involve much trust. And instead, this hermit said, I know how to avoid this. I'm picturing it in my mind. Those opportunities, what is it called when a train can switch over? Maybe it's literally just called a switch. But there's 2 different tracks in front of them. And there's, someone you don't want to talk to over here. And you're like, oh, we'll go this way. I'll talk to you. This is the hermit saying, I see where this train is going and I want nothing of it. So I'm going to switch. I'm going to hop over to that other train or whatever it is. I don't think I have. Oh, I love this. And now we have peace and harmony. Number 12, And I love that it's like a mural on a wall. That's cute. So choosing a different life ends up making a big difference. And this person, sometimes this happens, this person has a front row seat to what could have been if they hadn't left. So we make good choices because we want a better future. And this hermit is selecting that better future. So good for you. All right. Love y'all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. And I will see you on the next reading. Doodles.